You are now listening to the Odd Valley Podcast.
Oh, hello. Welcome.
Hey.
Welcome. Hi.
I was trying something new right there.
Yeah, you can't hear what we're
See how it goes.
saying when I do that stuff.
I might still do the intro differently, but like I needed to test this to make sure it worked for so we can get all of the audio in our headphones. Like normally we can only hear ourselves and not so much the audio, and then I have the audio going through these speakers behind us. But then you hear that in the background, not to mention like if we were to have people come on the show, over Discord perhaps or something, right? Maybe some guests. Maybe that might be happening at some point. We had to be prepared for it. So
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we were prepared. Plus, today, I want to try to pull up maybe some like background music or something. So
Okay. Well,
should be a good time.
sorry that we are late. I'm
Just a little late.
Like a lot late. It was like 6:40.
Yeah, it took you a little bit of time there.
So yes, sorry. I'm Mochi Squeeze, and that is Jacob Jones. I'm sorry we were
I'm
late
Jacob.
because of me, because I was having hair problems. I was trying to
You're
do
having hair
something with
problems?
my hair, and then I couldn't, and so I did a half up, half down. It was just a whole mess.
Hair problems.
And then in the meantime, I just got my nails done, and this nail right here is breaking, is cracking right here.
Ah, shit.
Okay,
You just got them done.
I just got them done. It's not my nail person's fault. I probably tried to open up a can or did something with it and it's cracked. Okay,
That's
and I'm
some
trying to
shit.
save her. I'm trying to save it because I'm going out tomorrow, so I don't want my nail to look jacked up. So right now it looks fine. See, because I pressed
Yeah.
it in. But
That's cool. Yeah, it doesn't seem noticeable to me.
Yeah, but whenever I run
know?
my hand through
Move
my
this away a little.
hair, it gets caught in this little tiny cracked nail. So I'm trying to save
Crucial.
it because I'm doing a
Crucial,
girls.
crucial.
I'm going out with the girls tomorrow, so my nails need to look on point. But after tomorrow, I could peel this sucker, and it won't matter because I'm getting my nails done next Saturday, again.
Like for Halloween, right?
Yeah. So yeah. But anyways, welcome guys. And Jacob he's heading up this podcast, so he'll mostly be talking. The topic today is creepypasta or something like
Yeah, name of the episode Internet Horror.
that. Yeah. So yeah.
We're still going with the spooky month, everybody.
We're still going with
so,
the spooky month.
we're gonna keep going with that. You know what I mean?
Yep. But if
It's good
it's your
times.
first time watching, this is a drinking podcast, so we pretty much drink during this podcast, and we talk about something that we talk about things that we research, so we do a little bit of research, and as we get drunker,
Research?
we kind of talk about what we kind of researched, and then things might get a little bit lost, or it might start to get maybe like a little bit not factual. We might get things wrong as we drink, but we always encourage everyone to correct us if we're wrong. We're not a-holes about it
Oh yeah.
because we're drunk. I
Not
mean,
hate.
on normal business, we might be a-holes about it because we hate being wrong, but
Odd Valley, not a-holes.
yeah, but
What the?
that's what we're gonna do. So to
Oh my
start
God,
things
what happened
off,
to that window?
we're going to do a preliminary shot before we get into anything, before we get into any housekeeping or anything like that.
You just took complete control of this.
Yeah, let's
this
do
podcast.
the
Look at you.
let's do the
Can we just
preliminary
can we
shot.
slow down? Can we just put a little ice on all this quick heat, this flash point
Does
style
anyone want to
speed?
take a shot right now?
Well, we could take a shot, but I just want to say what up to the chat. Hello, thank you for being here. I do see some people there. I see a first time viewer, someone I think I know, someone I definitely know. So anyway, welcome. Thanks for being here. We can see what you're saying. And yes, it will be creepy indeed. The singer bro. So thanks for being here. Hi Jen. Hi See Me Bitch. We got our regular homie up in here.
Yes.
Look, if you don't have a shot, if you're not going to take a shot right now, that's bullshit. But definitely take like at least 2 sips of your drink. Okay, but
Yeah.
we're all drinking together. We're all gonna have a good time. We're gonna get spooked. I'm really excited. Thanks for being here, like I said before. Also, quick little housekeeping before we take this shot. Remember, you can watch the video version later of this on YouTube if you search Odd Valley. We're back to weekly uploads to the audio version of the podcast. So wherever you look.
I mean, for now, sure.
Shut up. I did it. We're back to weekly. Okay, so if we're on, if you want to listen to the audio version, whatever your favorite podcast feed is, just search Odd Valley. We're up on there. We're also live, twitch.tv/Odd Valley. So if you aren't watching this live, you can check us out there. So let's fucking do this preliminary shot time. What are we drinking, Mochi?
We are drinking Jameson today,
this-
both of us.
By the way, yes, my Elijah Craig is finally empty.
It's finally
I have the empty bottle over there.
Empty.
So back to Jameson, back to Ireland. Let's frickin' do this, my friends. Cheers.
All right, cheers.
And to a good night to all. My stomach has like no food in it.
Ew, you burped that up.
Why did that happen again? I'm just too excited.
All right.
This happened last week too. It's like I don't even know how to take a shot.
Before we move on, I just wanted to let everyone know
What up,
last weekend we went to the Renaissance Festival.
Oh,
Everybody,
shit.
Renaissance
Dude,
Festival.
I didn't even bring my I didn't bring my item up.
We're
gonna go
very
grab it.
nerdy about it.
Motherfucking Jacob is about to be shit-faced.
Yes, because
That's
he
correct.
didn't eat anything, and that's normally the MO when he doesn't eat anything before we start drinking.
Look, you tell your story. I'm gonna run downstairs and grab something.
Okay.
Go.
So we went to the Renaissance Festival last week here in Vegas, and we had a good time. We actually met a new friend. He was there by himself, and Jacob, being Jacob, because he talks to people like no other. I'm more of a shy person, so I do not pay attention to anyone around me really. But Jacob's very talkative. He met this guy. I thought he was there meeting a Tinder date because he was in line with us and he was on his phone, but he wasn't. Jacob asked him if he was meeting friends, and he's like, no, I'm actually going by myself. And then so Jacob kind of said, yes, you could hang out with us, and tag along with us, which I was okay with as long as he was okay with knowing that I was going to get drunk as fuck at this Renaissance Festival. So,
yeah, dude, I'll talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
and he was just sitting there alone. And I was like bullshitting with him, and then I'm like, "Oh, you're meeting some friends?"
He was in line alone because we had to be alone. We had to line up for the shuttle.
Oh yeah, for the shuttle, that's
Yeah.
true. But like, we didn't really talk to him until we sat next to him, and like, it was a 2 seats here. Jesus, that shot and running up the stairs. And then there was a single shot on the shuttle. And he was just sitting there, and so I'm just like talking to some guy, and then I go, hey, are you waiting? Are you gonna meet up with some friends? He's like, no,
Yeah, he's
no,
by himself.
I'm just here. I was walking my dog. I saw this was gonna happen today. I showed up.
Yeah, and I mean, more power to him for doing
I
a
need
thing
to
by
burp.
himself. I am not a person who does things by herself. I will fully say it 100%. I don't know.
Hell no, not even going to the store, dude.
I do not know. No, sometimes I go to Target by myself. But I mean, like,
When's the last time you did that? Tell me.
like the other day.
2021.
Yeah, I did it.
Really? It happened 2021.
Yep. But
I'm
we're not going to
shocked.
get into that.
I'm shocked.
So when I was there, I got drunk.
Frankly,
and
I'm
I ate a lot.
impressed.
And I bought a cup. Look. See?
Yeah, dude, it's a nice one.
I guess Jacob said it's a flagon. I'm not really sure.
I'm not sure if it's a flagon.
That's right? But
You could call
I got
it
this cup,
a cup.
okay? And it's pretty cool.
I wouldn't call it a
And
pimp
so
cup.
I'm going to be drinking out of this for every podcast now. Just wanted to let everybody know.
Yeah, from here on, really.
Yep. And then Jacob got a special item too because he's a big nerd. So everyone look at Jacob and see what he...
Yeah, sorry, I needed to move a window here. Check it out, man. So, I want to get a weapon. He said, that's so metal. I'll show you. This is fucking metal right here. I wanted to get Mochi and I a couple maybe like daggers or something, like knives. Something kind of small. Fucking walk up to the place. There's like maybe 3 tents that have different weapons and stuff. I was like... on the fence with some things. I walk up to the tent that you walk in, you see at the very, very beginning, like when you first walk in, backtrack all the way back to there. And this lady, I'm just talking to this lady. I was like, well, I was thinking about a dagger, but I don't know. And she pulls this Viking sword out.
Yeah, she's all, do you have a Viking sword? And I'm like,
and I said, no.
I guess like that's a normal question for Ren Fair people.
I don't have a Viking sword yet.
Who fucking has a sword on, for real?
Not yet. And so then she like does this thing where she basically takes the sword like this. Watch. And she hands it handle first to me so that I could draw it, right? And so then it's like exactly like this Viking sword, except it's like all silvery, like kind of more like iron looking. I ended up pulling it out, loving it so much I bought my own. But like they were like, oh, we have some that are brass. Yeah, there you go. Singer Bo says I got a few at home. See, he knows what's up. Anyway,
yeah,
I named it the Godslayer. Let's just take a look at the blade. Look at how beautiful it is. It's just nice and shiny. It doesn't have any weird shit on it. It's really heavy. I feel like it's good craftsmanship. It's not sharp, of course. You know what I mean?
I mean, I need to
hire a blacksmith. So let me know if you know any blacksmiths, so I can slay some fucking demons. That's the Jameson talking. Some fucking demons.
Yeah, but so long story short, I got these items, and we met a new friend who didn't turn out to be a weirdo. He was pretty cool. But I will say that I don't know, everywhere we meet people, like we tend to meet people that are like younger than us. So this gentleman is like he's like, "Oh," we're like, "Oh, how old are you?" And he's like, "Oh, 23." And I'm like, okay, here we go, another young one, but whatever.
I'm more than 10.
And then he's
more
like,
than 10 years
how old are you
guy.
guys? And I'm like, dude, I'm old. I'm like 38 years old. And he's like, oh, it's 34. Okay. He's like, I mean, that's not that old. My dad is like 42. I'm like, I'm seriously closer to your dad's age, you motherfucker. But that's fine. As long as we can drink together, whatever. Got really weird for a second. But
it happens. It really does happen. So, Jacob Stark, thanks. Fuck yeah. Winter is coming. It really is. Anyway, guys, so that's our little thing. Other quick aside, I was gonna slack it, but I didn't really have time. My mom took a picture with the mascot for the Knights.
So
yeah. I was almost gonna have a consecutive mom picture. Oh yeah. We did that last time, remember? Or
you should just show it on here, because this is a better picture of his mom. Because the other one, he's like side view. Look, this one is like full on, like you could see what she looks like.
I'll pull it up later, but I don't want to really delay the stream.
Yeah, let's not delay the stream too much. You're right. Let's move on.
You're always yelling at me for dragging things on.
True. So let's move on. Next item up for business is our Wheel of Misfortune. The Wheel of Misfortune is named Trebek. And it's
interesting how you say that.
It's like a wheel full of words. Mm-hmm. We spin it twice, and the words that fall we spin, that the spinner lands on.
Okay, yeah.
That's what we more into that. When we say those words during the podcast, then we take a sip of our drink.
Yep.
We take a sip, and we're hoping you take a sip of your drink.
Like,
so
the magic of the show is that we start the show completely sober,
and we proceed to get more drunk.
So we were completely sober. You've seen every sip I've had of this beer, which is only I think 2 now. You know what I mean? But let's get fucked up. Okay, so Trebek, engage, action cam.
Action cam.
Wow. Oh, it's not centered. Okay, these are the words that we selected today. We're talking about creepypasta, so I got some words. We got creepypasta. That's one word.
Okay.
Drink, drank, drunk. That's one pie slice. It's more like a pie slice.
I mean, I'm sure they could see it.
Story. You think they could read this shit?
Yeah, but you could. You don't have to say it's one pie slice. They could see it.
Shut up. Horror. Scary. Internet. Slender. Gotta put slender on there. You know what I mean? SCP.
What the fuck is SCP?
That people who know what SCP is, that's a little clue as to what we're gonna talk about.
But if we don't know,
you'll see.
Okay, fine.
You'll see.
Whatever.
We'll talk about it. Okay, we'll say it. So, website, game, And that's it. Those are all the possible spins. Okay, so here we go.
Apparently
Mochi,
there's inside jokes.
It's not an inside joke. It's just, trust me, we're going to say it. All right, so here we go. We're going to spin it twice. Those will be the words of the week.
Spin it good, because, you know.
Why don't you spin it the second time then? Okay, we got scary. That's classic. Mochi? Nice spin. Drink, drink, drunk. Yeah. Oh, man. I love when we get that.
We got
Love
this
it.
last week, too.
I'm telling you, we might need to replace Trebek because I feel like it might be kind of
I'm not replacing Trebek.
Okay, well, we could replace it maybe with, like, we could do dice rolls or something.
Maybe.
We'll see. We're shopping ideas. You know, this is a live show. Remember that. So anyway, I'll type the words.
You could spin it again. And then we could do a third word.
You want to do another spin? What do you guys think, chat? Do you think we should do it? I think they want it.
Okay,
I really do.
Go ahead. Spin it again.
I think they're down. Let's just do it. Yeah, Singer Bro said spin anyway. Scary.
See?
Okay, so here's the words of the week. I'm gonna type them into chat right now. And then after I say them is when it'll be active. Or it'll be active right now. Here we go. Drink, drank, drunk, scary, and what was the last one? Story. Was it story? Did you not pay attention?
No, I was still thinking about
I think it was story.
I was still thinking what SCP was still.
You're supposed to pay attention. Oh, no. Scary?
We already got scary.
Drink, drank, drunk, scary. Fuck, guys. I think it was story. So anyway, those are the words. From this point on, anytime you hear those words, you'll hear a bell. Mochi Squeeze, hopefully, will be paying attention and hitting the bell. If we miss it, please let us know.
It's always not 100% I'll get it.
I'm really hoping. And then the words, again, I'll say them now. Drink, drank, drunk, scary, story. So how many was that?
I don't know.
That's 5 bells. Let's go. All right, everybody. That's 5 bells. Let's rock and roll, man. Started off right with 5 sips. 5 delicious sips. So, what do you think? What do you think, Mochi? You ready?
Yeah.
You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's start by, let me ask you, what is your relationship with creepypasta? What do you know of creepypasta? Do you know anything about it?
Nothing.
Do you have any favorites?
Nothing. All I know is that supposedly Slender Man came from creepypasta.
Slender Man is creepypasta. Slender Man is like almost like the poster boy for creepypasta. But let's roll it back. Let's take the time clock.
I feel like it's just scary stories.
Let's just roll it back. You're right, but it's special.
Scary stories on the internet.
Ooh,
okay.
we got to make Action Cam go away.
It's
so
the same.
Goodbye, Action Cam. And you can see that beautiful new logo. I hope you guys like the new logo I made. This is the second week we're rocking it. It was a good
but
time.
we do have to say real quick, before we start getting into creepypasta, next week I will not be on the show.
Well, kind of. It depends. Because, okay, yeah, we should address this real quick. I want to do a Saturday stream next week, the day before Halloween, where maybe we play some games or whatever. You know, like it'll be like a daytime thing. Just a little stream where we just kind of dick around and have fun. But she can't be on the stream on Friday. So I'm looking for a guest host to maybe do the normal feed on Friday. So, and you guys are interested, let me know. You know, all you need is Discord and a camera and a mic. That is anyone who's listening that I've talked to about this, or if you're interested. But anyway, if not, we will definitely be doing some kind of stream on Saturday. And then just go on our Twitter. I'll bring up our little Twitter thing here. Follow us at Odd Valley Pod. That's where you get all the most up-to-date information about the podcast.
Yes.
So
okay,
there you go.
So there we go. Let's creepypasta it up. I don't know anything about creepypasta. All I know is that apparently Slender Man is. And then I heard some weird story about a school bus and kids. And I thought, and someone said that was a creepypasta, but I don't know. So I don't really know what qualifies as creepypasta. And why is it called creepypasta? It makes no sense to me. Makes me think that it's like wormy pasta. I don't know.
Can we hear the music in the background? Oh, We can hear it in our headphones, right?
I cannot hear it in my headphones.
You're telling me you can't hear this creepy music in the background. Stop talking.
I could hear it in the background, but not in my headphones.
Yeah, you can. It's just really light. You think you can't hear it in your headphones. It's not coming out of any speakers, just the headphones. Take off the headphones.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't
See,
know.
guys, this is like a new thing, you know?
Yeah,
Producing
no,
on
I
the fly here.
I couldn't tell.
But
I felt like it was playing outside.
I don't want it to be like too
But
too
then
loud.
again,
I don't wanna be
guys,
too
I'm
loud.
going to tell you something right now. I'm not very good. If anyone did a hearing test with me, I probably wouldn't be very good at it.
Cool.
I'd fail it, maybe. I could only
Well,
hear the normal things. Maybe because I'm old.
Thank you, Roche Sounds of YouTube, for this random background music. If it sucks, we'll switch around, whatever. Either
Can
way, I
they
wanna
hear
have
it too?
Yeah, yeah. So, like, you know, they can hear, like, it's okay. So the audio interface is like one audio line. You know what I mean? So everything in our headphones, they can hear too,
Oh, okay.
including us, right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's a little peek behind the curtain, everyone. So, okay. So, like what I was going to say before, let's take the clock and go back in time before creepypasta, but still the internet, right? And even before the internet. I mean, there's even a movie in the 90s about this. Essentially, creepypasta is...
A movie in the 90s about this?
No, just hang on. You know, let me just...
You just
Let me
said
get
there's
to
a
it.
movie in the 90s about this.
Yes, I know, but if you let me complete my thought, I'll explain what I'm trying to say, which is urban legends.
So creepypasta is urban legends.
It's like the newest version of urban legends, basically.
Okay, feels like urban legends sounds way cooler than creepypasta. Creepypasta sounds like a name that a child made up.
We're gonna get into why it's called creepypasta and all that stuff and all that fun shit. But like, if we're gonna talk about what is creepypasta, where does it come from? It starts as urban legends. So let's start by talking about urban legends. Mochi Squeeze.
Okay.
Mochi Squeeze.
Yes.
What is an urban legend that you remember? Why don't you try to like recite your favorite urban legend the best you can?
My favorite one is the one my mom used to tell me about driving alone and stopping to pump for gas and to make sure that your doors are locked and that you don't leave your car unattended because there could be someone in the back hiding and then they will come out and kill you.
Right.
That's my favorite one.
So you remember the movie,
I do remember the movie.
right?
And that's the part that I remember the most. And every time I hear the song Total Eclipse of the Heart.
What? That's
the song
playing
that's playing on the...
during the scene?
Yeah,
where
during the scene where she's in the car and it's raining and she turns the volume up because she's like singing and then she keeps on looking in her like rear view mirror.
Wait,
and she
time
keeps
out.
on
Did we
singing.
say story once? I think we said it before. Why don't you just hit it again? Let's do 2 bells for we can't forget the words, guys. Remember, if we miss the words, let us know in the chat.
But yes, so is it Total
That's 2
Eclipse of the
sips.
Heart? The one where she goes
Total eclipse of the heart.
Yeah, when she's like turn around.
Yeah,
blah,
yeah,
blah,
yeah.
blah. Yeah, see, that's
Oh
the song.
yeah,
Mhm.
you know what? I get why too, cause you know.
Yeah.
Turn around.
So every time that song comes on, that is the scene that I see.
Hell
and then
yeah.
her head gets chopped off or something like that.
It's something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's the urban legend.
What are some other like classic urban legends that you remember? Like I'll give you one. Obviously, the calls coming from inside the house. You know that one? It's like where you're getting creepy calls about like, you know, people are saying,
I only know.
I'm gonna kill ya. I can see you changing or whatever the fuck,
I
right?
don't know that story.
You don't know that one?
No.
Well, basically, it's kind of like, you know, Scream, the opening of Scream.
I said story.
You just said it again.
And I said it again.
All right, guys, that's 2 sips. I hope you're getting the gist of what Odd Valley's all about, guys.
I don't know that story.
So basically, it's like the opening of Scream. You get a call, right, from a guy. It's a spooky call. I don't know the exact details. This is, again, like off the top of my head, just like you. But I remember that essentially the calls are coming from, there's calls every time that they hang up. and they keep getting called back. Each time they get called back, it's increasingly more creepy. It's more fucked up. They feel like, they might die or whatever. And then they do the thing where they star 69, or either that, or they look at the caller ID, and then they realize the call's coming from inside the house. And that's how it ends.
Well, how do they call you on your phone?
I don't know, man.
From inside the house.
It's spooky, okay?
If there's no cell phones.
They're calling from another phone. Like,
but
do you remember this stuff? Okay, look, if y'all are too young to remember.
Okay, but I am not too young to remember.
No,
but
I know you
have
aren't.
A landline. If you have a landline in your home, and one person is using the phone in the kitchen,
right,
and another person tries to pick up the phone in the bedroom, you hear the conversation that the person is having in the kitchen. That's how you eavesdrop on people. That's how we used to eavesdrop on people.
No, I know that, but it's a separate line.
Call?
It's line 2.
Okay.
Maybe they're calling from the fax. I don't really remember the exact details, but it made sense.
This is starting to be debunked right now. Right now.
It's an urban legend.
You heard it first.
I'm just saying the whole point
this urban legend can't be
the whole
true.
point was the call was coming from inside the house. God damn it.
I mean, it makes sense now.
Legends, not facts. See? Thank you, singer bro. Thank you. You know what I'll say? I'll say this is a scary ass story right here. That's 2 sips, baby. Can you hand me another beer, please, when you have a moment? You can vaguely hear that horror music in the background too, right?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I wanted it to be more relaxed. Oh, by the way, what am I drinking tonight? Are you curious? I got Modern Times Dungeon Map. Isn't that fucking tight? I saw it and I said Dungeon Map.
Oh yeah,
that's
nice.
some D&D type of shit. I'm gonna grab it. And you know what? To be honest, it's a really good IPA. I feel like maybe you should have a sip of it. It's very tame on the hops.
Okay, can't get too trash because remember I got my ladies thing tomorrow. I can't be like out of commission.
You're not gonna be puking. Come on. And I also my next beer I got Einstock's Icelandic White Ale. You know what I mean? So I felt like it.
Nice.
But we like to shout out what we're drinking. Mochi Squeeze over there drinking fucking Trulies per usual.
Trulies per usual. But that's because that's what I could just drink.
I'm not hating, man.
Long term.
Just saying.
Okay.
Just saying. So anyway, urban legends. Okay, so what's the next phase of an urban legend, right? Now, what happened in between the time of urban legends and creepypasta? Well, the internet. The internet happened. Everybody in the 90s, people already had the internet, but it wasn't like huge yet. Not everyone had the internet, but the further into the 90s you got, the closer to 2000, and definitely by 2000 and such, like when you started getting into 2000s, people all had the internet. People had not dial-up internet. You know what I mean? They started getting the ultra fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
The cable modem. I remember when I first got my cable modem. That shit was dope. Because I had AOL.
Had a cable modem.
When, like, in your parents' house? Like when you lived in the mall?
Yeah, I don't know, though, because I had to rely on my parents to do that. And then, like...
Steel Reserve.
She wasn't, like, quite, internet savvy.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what we had.
Right, yeah, we had AOL really for a long time. With the dial-up.
I had AOL. Okay, so the internet happened.
Anyway, point is, email was, like, a pretty normal thing, right? Everybody had that. And then what started fucking happening? Not only did you get spam email, right? Scam emails, right? Like, oh, I'm your uncle from like Wales, or I'm some sort of like Arabian prince or whatever the fuck they said.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you all this money if you send me your credit card information. Remember that type of shit?
Right. Mm-hmm.
There was also something called chain letters. Remember that shit?
We had that in the 90s too, and they were real letters.
That's what I'm saying. Wait, what? Like in the mail?
Mm-hmm.
Like the post office?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what would you have to do?
Chain
copy
mail.
them?
Yeah, it was like
Did you make copies of them and send them out?
You could make copies or you hand wrote it. It usually was like, most of the time it's like a handwritten letter that's like, oh, this is so-and-so, and you have to send this to 10, you have to send this to 10 people so that you can receive good luck, and then it's normally like a weird poem or
Yeah.
something, and then you have to rewrite the stupid ass poem.
I cannot
and then send
believe
it to
that
10 people.
they literally sent that through the post
Yeah.
office. That's crazy.
I am probably dating myself, but
No.
that's just what happened.
No, wait, like, cause maybe that was just a California thing.
And then sometimes it was like in school, it was like a note. You would pass. It was like chain mail, but it was like you pass
chain
it's a
note.
note. Yeah, and then
Right.
you and your friends would have to do it. Yeah. So,
Wow.
I remember the times where I used to get letters in the mail, and
Well,
they had
yeah.
chain mail,
Everybody remember. Well,
handwritten letters
people in our
on
age
nice
group.
stationery.
People in our age group remember getting chain mail. Okay, or chain notes, whatever. Doesn't matter. Point is, it became rampant
Yes.
during the internet age with like email chain letters, right? And what was the thing about those? Like, let me ask you one question. How did they make you feel?
I didn't feel anything.
Did you
because
just throw 'em away?
Yeah.
You were just like,
I'm
fuck
sorry.
it. I don't
I
give
clearly
a shit.
like
I don't give
at
a
first
fuck,
when I
bro.
was a kid, I was like, okay, yeah, doing the chainmail stuff. I was
That's-
like, okay,
that's
yeah,
too
that's
small,
so
guys.
fun. I'll do it and I'll send it to my friends. And then it was just like everybody just got the letters back because we were all friends. So then you just send it to your friends, and it was like it just goes around the same damn circle.
Okay.
Because back then, like, we didn't have like different. We didn't
There you
have.
go.
We couldn't send it to just. I guess we could have just sent it to some random address, but we were kids.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, did they ever feel real to you?
No, never.
Like, you never took them seriously?
Never. Yeah, I never took them seriously.
There were people out there that did, though, right?
I mean, I guess because I kept on getting them.
Right. So that's sort of what I'm getting at. Is that, like, a lot of people are like, oh, I got to send this. Because you would get, okay, so if you don't know, you would get an email that would say, like, again, like a creepy poem or, like, maybe a story. But then it would say, if you don't send this to 5 of your friends, the dark spirit, the dark, evil, scary ghost would come and kill you and your whole family. So then, that would essentially get everybody out there to send fucking this dumb chain letter out, right? And so, like, yeah, they were rampant. They were everywhere.
I never got creepy ones though. That's
Oh, that
probably
would
why I
always
didn't.
happen.
That's
That would
probably why I didn't
constantly happen.
really take it seriously. It was always just like, oh, you'll have bad luck for 7 years or whatever. And
That
it
yeah,
wasn't
that's another like possibility.
Maybe if someone sent one that was like, oh, the ghost of Mary Sotheby is gonna haunt you forever. I probably maybe would,
Oh, I
because
forgot to
how I'm like scared of ghosts. And
But it was
be
always
like,
a ghost. It was always like the like a
No, I
dark
never
spirit
got
will break
one-
your fucking neck if
No,
you don't
I never
afford
got
this,
one.
bro.
I never got one that was like that. I never got one.
It was
always like
that.
it was always like, oh, you'll have bad luck, or oh, you'll have bad luck in your love life. You'll be alone for 10 years. I was like, I'm not scared of that.
I get the whole bad luck thing. I can see that being a thing.
But if someone threatened me with a haunting,
Mhm.
I might have done it.
Right. And that's kind of the whole point that I'm trying to make, though, is the fact that, like, okay, it's something on the internet that's being spread about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people think it might be possibly real. Some people don't. But either way, like, it's a creepy internet thing that people might take seriously.
Okay.
Right? That's really what's going on here, and that kind of leads us to creepypasta. So, first things first, if we go to, we're
I
gonna
don't
pull
like
up
that picture.
what in the background.
Yeah.
You don't like that scary forest right there?
Yeah. No.
Do you see Slender back there? Oh, you said the word. We both said the word. Will you hit it like good, like with gusto, please? All right, yeah. Use your fucking metal cup. All right, it's 2 sips, everyone.
Okay.
Yeehaw! Oh, that I don't know what was up with that sip, but
But then
I felt that one. I need one more.
I would still want to know how the scary chain mail turns into.
Time out. Singer Bro said it was 3, so you better hit the bell
Aw,
one more
damn.
time.
Fine. Someone's really keeping us accountable now.
This is why
it's
we
gonna
need...
be a serious.
Look, this is why the more listeners we have, the more accountable we can be. We can be held to the. I don't know what I'm trying to say. There was something on this beer. I think it got in my mouth. So excuse me there. Sorry. But anyway, thank you for keeping us accountable.
Yes, thank you, Singer Bro, for keeping us accountable.
That's by the way, I know that guy from Kind of Funny. So what's up, man? Thanks for being here.
Oh, nice. Okay.
He said, you know it. All right. So
I always hear about the Kind of Funny crew.
Oh yeah, man.
I
every day I'm up in
and
there.
I did watch a couple of stuff.
Oh yeah, I had her watching some streams.
Yeah. So
just good times. Sorry, I need to do this, and then now I need to. This music's kind of creepy, huh?
Yeah, but
okay, here we go. So we're gonna turn to our old pal Wikipedia to get to our next little bit about this. Now, Wikipedia says creepypastas are horror-related legends that have been shared around the internet. So, right, that's in line with what I've been saying. Creepypastas have since become a catch-all term for any horror-related for any horror content posted onto the internet. These internet entries are often brief, user-generated paranormal stories intended to scare readers. They include gruesome tales of murder, suicide, and other worldly occurrences. The subject matter it's vast. I'm going to paraphrase that part. They range in length from a single paragraph to lengthy multi-part series that can span multiple media types. Looking at you, fucking no sleep. Sometimes it could be ridiculous. And then I'll just say this: in the mainstream media, creepypastas relating to the fictitious Slender Man character came to public attention after the 2014 Slender Man stabbing. Which was awful. Some 12-year-old stabbed a girl, and luckily she didn't die. But it became serious business, but it really started as a fun thing, and it could always be a fun thing, right?
So creepypastas are just legitimately scary internet stories.
Right. That's two, yeah. Don't hurry.
Because Kate Dammit Run is his one was what I would have thought creepypasta is.
Why don't you read what Kate Dammit Run said so it could be immortalized on the podcast forever?
So Kate Dammit Run said, creepypasta is when you put your hand in a bowl of spaghetti and pretend it's worms. Then you pretend the grapes are eyeballs and Jell-O is brains. Yep.
There you go.
That's what I picture creepypasta to be. But essentially, like I said, it's just... So what I got from the Wikipedia is it's just internet scary stories.
Yeah, that's the gist of it. But, I want to get into a little bit of the etymology of the term.
Because if, Slender Man was, if Slender Man, people start believing that was real, then it's
Which happened.
Which happened because those girls legitimately...
There's a trailhead that leads there, but that's also kind of why I even brought up chain letters and urban legends and stuff, right? Because it's all rooted in that same concept. It's just more of a modern take.
We don't think that's just an excuse so that people could actually murder people.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, we can talk about the argument that violent video games caused people to shoot others or whatever, be violent, but then it's that's just an excuse, right? Because everybody plays violent video games that doesn't shoot people, right? So just the people who want to shoot people use that as inspiration, but you can't stop a violent person from being violent, right? That's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is that you could draw a line from urban legends to creepypasta, and that's really the only thing I was trying to just the evolution of scary stories.
Okay.
That's 2 words again. Sorry. That's 2 words. Anyway, so we'll get into the etymology. What the fuck does pasta mean? Why is it pasta? Why is it Mario? Why is it Isamiya Mario? You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
You said agree to disagree. I mean, that's just my opinion. So essentially, creepypasta, was essentially it came out of 4chan for the most part. So like the term creepypasta is an adaptation of the term copypasta. So I'm gonna bring this up. Thank you, Know Your Meme, for this. Copypasta is internet slang for any block of text that gets copied and pasted over and over again, typically disseminated by individuals through online discussion forums and social networking sites. The term is an English portmanteau of copy, paste, and pasta. Because, you know, instead of saying copy paste all the time and saying it over and over and over, eventually it just evolves into people saying copy pasta, right? Although it shares some characteristics with spam, right? In the sense they're both unsolicited, they just come out of nowhere, and often considered a nuisance, which is absolutely true with copy pasta. Copy pastas are mainly spread through human operators, whereas the latter is automatically generated by electronic messaging systems. Speaking of spam, right? So copy pasta, copy and paste blocks of text is like people doing it, whereas spam is just a fucking robot sending you like, damn, robocalls. Excuse me, guys. Robocalls, right? You get a lot of those. I want to call those copy pasta because it's not deliberate. It's not for fun, right? It's just for the cash. Copy pasta, you don't get anything out of it other than just spreading the same fucking story, that's a word, over and over and over again. Hit the bell, please. So creepy pasta is the same concept, but scary shit. That's another bell. Excuse me. And like K Damn It Run said, there's the spaghetti. That's correct. So what is a copy pasta? We'll just quickly say, it's like there's this one block of text. In fact, we could probably find it here. That's like this guy who's saying like on 4chan, hey, all you fat people on here need to get off the internet and start like lifting weights. I'll fuck your girlfriend and your mom. You're a piece of shit. Like it's just like this dumb block of text, and then they post it with a picture of like a really buff dude, and you'll just see it on 4chan like 30, 50 times a day, and it's the same fucking block of text all day. And that's a meme, right? Because what's a meme? It's reposted content. 4chan is like an echo chamber of meme culture. It's an early 2000s thing that like a lot of us were a part of. I was in there. I was in that ecology. Nowadays, it's mostly only shit posting and like Nazis in there and stuff. Okay. But back in the day, people were more creative. I'll say that much. But then like people started getting fed up or like bored with the same shit you kept seeing, and then they wanted to scare each other, right? So then creepypasta started becoming more prevalent. So that brings us back to creepypasta, right? So are you following? Does that make sense at all?
Yeah, I guess. Right? I mean,
so instead of saying like the same dumb paragraph over and over that's like a troll, essentially just trying to piss people off, you're now trying to scare people with the same kind of story over and over.
I guess
again.
that's better.
Which is, it's more interesting.
I mean, it's more
cool, right?
To do that. You said the word.
Did I?
The S word. Not the
Wait,
one.
I said scare, not scary. What do you guys think? Is that a drink? Well, I did just say the word legit, so we could just say your bell was legit.
Okay.
He said ding.
See?
Let's just take a sip. Come on. Anyway, so that brings us back to Wikipedia. So it says the exact origins of creepypasta are unknown. Early creepypastas were usually written anonymously and routinely reposted, right? Because that's the nature of a pasta, right?
Right.
As a pasta.
Oh, okay. Just as
pasta.
Just as an asterisk, because a singer bro doesn't know like my backstory with stuff like this, but I believe everything. So
she's a believer.
Yeah. So if you give me
absolutely a believer,
like if you tell me a creepy story, I might really believe it. I will think that it's real, that it could be real, that was real somewhere, and that it could happen. So.
Yep.
So let me tell you.
Well, that's why earlier I was saying like chain letters. You see the relation, right? You didn't really believe in that.
Yeah, but so when it comes to monsters and scary stories like ghosts.
You said fucking twice.
Then I do believe that. But if it's like, oh, you're gonna get bad luck or something. It's like I already have.
You better hit it one more time too, because Singer Bros got you.
But I already know bad luck could happen, and I've already experienced it, so who cares? What's the worst that could happen with bad luck? But like stories that are scary and hauntings are like
That's
really.
two. That's two. Hit it one more time. Fuck. I need another beer. We're getting there, guys. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I need one more beer to finish my sips. Thank you very much.
But yeah, so if you're gonna try to tell me that someone climbing in the back of your car and chopping your head off because you didn't lock your doors couldn't be possible, I feel like that is absolutely something that could happen. True,
yeah.
I believe now someone could call you from inside your house because of the cell phones. It's just back in the 90s, I don't think that was possible.
No, I know. I get that.
And do I think maybe the Slender Man could be real? Maybe. I mean, some version of him. Probably real out there. Maybe he's just a really skinny man that's real, that is telling people to kill people.
Like the Dot guy? Remember the Dot guy we were just talking about him? You kept calling him, hey, look, it's Dot. We watched Dune.
Oh, because we watched Dune.
And that,
yeah, the new Dune. We watched a new Dune last night. No spoilers, don't worry, because I know there are people that want to watch it. I'm just saying.
We ain't going to spoil it,
We're not going to spoil it. I'm just saying that there was a certain actor that was in it, and I kept on calling him Dot. And he was Dot.
Well, it's because he's the polka dot man.
Yeah.
In the other movie.
In another movie.
I want just like not background music per se, just background like sound effects. This might work.
But yeah, because I feel like every story is kind of true, could kind of be true, you know. There could be truth in it. It might be elaborated.
Wait, did you just say
fuckity fuck?
The SS? I think you said both the words.
No, I only said one.
Have we said the D words yet? There's 3 of them, remember?
No. I don't think so.
Let's just, you hit the bell once. Let's just have one sip and let's all just let's take a breath here.
So,
you know, I'm gonna make this go away here for a second. Let's get this spooky
just
background
like every scare shit.
You're
fuck.
You said no.
Fuck.
Oh man, we're getting fucking wrecked over here.
Look, just like I'm not even gonna say it. Everybody knows what I was gonna say. Okay.
Okay, look. I get what you're trying to say, but let's move on. How about that? So I just want to talk about the origins. You know, when we're talking about like what's the first creepypastas that sort of like ever existed, right?
Well, tell me what.
I'm going to tell you. It's hard to nail it down because of the nature of it. Because people will write these creepypastas, right? That's not the word.
Okay.
They'll write them, but then stay anonymous. And then people will repost them, right? So it's hard to nail down where it started, right? So, like, let's say you...
Could be a ghost.
Could be a ghost. Could totally be a ghost. So you're a ghost, and you type up this creepypasta, you post it on 4chan, right? Someone likes it, they copy and paste it. Then now, fucking 10 more people do the same thing, and it spreads like wildfire. Now it's being posted all day, every day.
On 4chan, that you just see
a lot going on 4chan, but that's one of the things.
Just pertaining to this. So
that's
if you see a creepypasta, and
that's not what I do, but a lot of people do that.
And you see this creepypasta and you really like it.
Yeah.
The people in 4chan see it and it's like, oh, I like this creepypasta, so I'm going to repost it in whatever other forum or my social media. Because
the people they're posting it for, even back in 4chan or wherever they're posting it, they never heard of it, right?
Are they claiming that you to be their own, or they're saying it that
they're not saying that it's theirs? They're just posting it verbatim. So like, here's the thing:
so kind of like a retweet,
kind of, but with no credit given, right? It's like taking the tweet and just typing it and posting it yourself. But the thing about 4chan is it's completely anonymous. Everybody posting on there is anonymous. Everything. Even the original poster was anonymous.
Okay.
So how do you know who fucking came up with it when it's just being posted anonymously over and over again?
The person who owns the site will know who it is.
But that's not the point of the site. The point of the site is to be anonymous. So they're not going to out anyone. They're not going to research it. It's not about that.
But if you want to really want to investigate and be like,
but there's no reason to
investigate.
investigate that, is what I'm saying. That's why on Wikipedia, it's difficult to figure out where these things originated. That's another kind of creepy level to a creepypasta, right? Because it's like, oh, it could have been real. Because here's the thing. Creepypastas are usually written in the first person, okay? So it's like, and they're written like a real thing.
I traveled in the forest and I saw this
Slender Man,
and he told
and I
me
ran
that
away, and
I needed
scary.
to kill someone or
Right.
my whole family would die.
That's not the Slender Man story, but yes, that is literally if you type that up, post on 4chan with the spooky picture, you've now created a creepypasta at this point.
Oh.
Because sometimes creepypastas are really dumb, like the skeleton popped out thing. Like
What skeleton?
I'll show you that later. There's some good ones. There's some really bad ones. But regardless, like I was saying, this person named Jessica Roy, writing for Time Magazine, yeah.
But
Anyway,
let's say
writing for Time, hold on, argued that creepypastas emerged in the 90s when the text of chain emails was reposted on internet forums and Usenet groups. Aja Romano, writing for the Daily Dot, stated that Ted the Caver was arguably the earliest example of creepypasta. The story posted on Angel Fire in 2001. Remember that shit?
What's Angel Fire?
Angel Fire was a free web hosting. It was written in the first person from the perspective of Ted, a man named Ted, as he and several friends explored an increasingly frightening cave system. Which, like, I actually was sort of on my lunch break reading through it a bit today.
Yeah.
And it starts with, like, there's a little cave hole opening, right? And then you can see they're like, oh, there's like a hole in this, like,
You can't
cave.
read a short one because Singer Bro said we could show her an example of one.
No, we'll get into that. That's totally planned. We're gonna do that. I'm just kind of this is really an introduction. But like with the Ted the Caver thing, he starts by putting a gloved hand in a tiny hole, and then they basically work on it for weeks to like open this hole up, and then there's pictures throughout, and you see the hole getting bigger and bigger as they're progressing, and then finally you can see that he could slip into the hole, and then when he gets in there, some Blair Witch shit starts occurring where they start finding like weird symbols and like creepy stuff happens, and it's until the last until the last posting where he's basically like running for his life, and then he doesn't post like a comment till like maybe a week later saying like, oh, I'm just letting you know, everybody, I'm okay and everything's fine, and I'll post again, and he never posted again after that, right? And then it's just left there from like 2001 was the last time he posted.
And no one knows who this guy
no one
is.
knows who he was. No one knows if it's real. But that's the point of creepypasta, is that it's like ambiguous and creepy, and it's on the internet. And a lot of people, it's fucking scary. But that's the point.
I don't know if I like this.
So all right, let's keep reading. Many early creepypastas consisted of rituals, personal anecdotes, and urban legends such as Polybius and Bunnyman. So Polybius is apparent. It's like a haunted. It's apparently like almost like an extra dimensional arcade machine that doesn't exist anywhere, but someone talked about it like it did exist, but no one ever heard about it. And so like perfect creepypasta fuel, where someone's like, oh, I found this arcade in this like old abandoned arcade, this one arcade machine in an old abandoned arcade that none of the arcade machines were on, but only this one was on. When I played it, it was like really fucked up and weird, and I could never find it again. And it, like, he goes through and explains it.
That's not really creepy.
No, it totally is.
We were missing a ding. Singer Bro said we
better not.
Oh, fuck.
The Legend of Polybius describes the game as part of a government-run crowdsourced psychologically experiment based in Portland, Oregon. Gameplay supposedly produced intense psychoactive and addictive effects
Okay,
in the
side
player.
note, I am drinking this Truly here, this Tropical Punch one, and I normally have it in the can, but since I'm drinking out of my new cup, I could smell it, and it smells like butt.
Wait, what? Your cup smells like butt?
No, the drink.
Oh, really?
I think it's the fruit combination, because it's pineapple, dragon fruit, and watermelon.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the pineapple that smells like butt or if it's the dragon fruit.
It could be.
But there's something in it that smells like butt.
So look, here's Wikipedia's other example of an early creepypasta. The Bunny Man is an urban legend that originated from 2 incidents in Fairfax County, Virginia, in 1970, but has been spread throughout the Washington, D.C. and Maryland areas. Excuse me. The legend has many variations. Most involve a man wearing a rabbit costume who attacks people with an axe or a hatchet.
I don't like this.
Look at this axe.
I mean, I feel like
Take
I
a
might not like. I feel like I
See it?
might not enjoy creepypasta
Oh, creepypasta is the shit.
because I feel
what we're
like I
talking
might
about.
get too scared.
But that's the point.
Is that a bell?
It's how we're coming. Wait, did you say story?
No.
I did.
Oh.
This music is perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, I gotta drink this real fast because I can't smell this.
Thank you, Dark Ambience Horror Background Music 10 Hours by Relax Cafe Music on YouTube.
I
Thank you very
cannot
much.
smell this drink any longer.
Most of the stories occur around Colchester
Are we just gonna keep on saying the S word?
Overpass. These are really good words this week. Colchester Overpass is Southern Railway overpass spanning Colchester Road near Clifton, Virginia, sometimes referred to as Bunnyman Bridge. Now, at this point, it's literally called Bunnyman Bridge now. Versions of the legend vary in the Bunnyman's name,
I mean, I feel
motives,
like
weapons,
this is-
victims, description of the bunny costume or lack thereof, blah, blah, blah.
I feel like this is just as scary as like what's his face, the serial killer that dressed like a clown.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't like that.
Let's see. Major dedicated creepypasta websites started to emerge in the late 2010s, like creepypasta.com, which we will look at. No Sleep on Reddit, which I've actually mentioned earlier.
Sometimes I feel like
creepypasta is like, at this point, creepypasta is just another word for like you writing a horror short story and posting on
I
the
feel
internet.
like
different now.
scary stories are sometimes worse than me
Okay.
watching a movie. I don't know.
Thanks,
I
Singer.
feel like I'm not gonna.
Okay, we cranked it up a little. Get the horror going. So, okay, what are we gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about some classic creepypastas.
I feel
Mashable.
like I'm playing a secret game here with Singer Bro because I don't want him to say that I missed a bell before I do it.
This is why it's nice to have people actually holding us accountable.
So now I'm being a little bit better about the bell because
Gracias.
I feel like I'm losing.
Also, I think I fixed our stream disconnect problem because it's really weird. I just want to throw this out. OBS, my version of OBS, whenever I like load an image within the image like type in the sources, it cuts the stream down to 0 kilobytes a second for some reason. So like I like to put background image files, but then like if I just straight up like pull them up on a website and then just do like a window, then it works. And we haven't disconnected once, I think. So
I mean, all that
I'm just saying,
technical jargon
I
I
figured
did
it
not
out.
understand. I'm
so
just gonna
I don't
say,
know what it
okay.
is. I've Googled it and it's like no one's having this problem but me. But
Everybody
anyway, let's
has
continue.
tried to explain to me what gigabytes and terabytes and megabytes are,
Singer-
and I don't fucking know.
The fuck is a terabyte?
See, I don't know.
Terabyte. I'm gonna type
Everyone's
that.
all like, "Oh yeah, a terabyte is bigger than a gigabyte, and a megabyte is the small." And I'm like,
You
I
know
don't
what?
fucking know what that means.
It's not the
I don't fucking
imperial
know
system.
What that means.
It's not cups and feet. You know what I mean? I don't know shit about it. All right. So anyway, Mashable put together a really good list of some classic creepypastas. So now it's time to get really creepy, guys.
But tell
You ready?
this no sleep one.
No, okay. So no sleep. What is no sleep? It's a r/no sleep. You know Reddit,
Oh,
right? So no sleep is the name of the subreddit, and it's like you could say it's creepypasta, but essentially it's just horror. It's horror fiction.
Okay.
And they have some really good ones. There's a podcast that takes creepypastas and short stories from No Sleep and like straight up just reads them. And I've listened to a few episodes, and some it's hit or miss, but usually No Sleep is like it's like multi posted. So like you would if you did a No Sleep, typically you would post like part 1 now, part 2 next week, part 3 next week after that. You know what I mean? So, but like the good thing about creepypasta, IMO, what I like about creepypasta is that it's like a contained thing you could just read in one sitting. Whereas No Sleep is like really good if you want to just read horror fiction that's like evolving over time, and it's like amateur. But it's good stuff. It typically is good stuff. So anyway, let's get into some classic creepypastas, starting with number 1. Thank you, Mashable. Slender Man. You know this guy?
I mean,
Take a look at him.
because there's a movie about it.
Take a look at him.
I never watched the movie. I never watched a movie of the Slender Man, but I did watch the documentary of the girls that, the ones that killed, stabbed their friend.
So you got the gist of it, and I'll go over it again. So with Slender Man, it basically started with the truth behind Slender Man is that there was a contest for people to like it was either to like take a photograph and edit it, like Photoshop it, or like to make a creepy photo and like submit it for like creepiness. But I think it was like just a Photoshop contest. But it like the person who ended up winning this contest was someone who took like a black and white photo or a photo making it black and white, regardless, putting a Slender Man in the background and saying like, oh, here's this mysterious suited tall slender man in the background, and then like putting him in another photo as well, and like from there imagination started to run wild, and like the Slender we know today came from that, right? So what is Slender Man? It says before this pale faceless ghoul had his own movie and video game series, he haunted the forums of the internet with his finely pressed suit and unnaturally long limbs. The Slender Man story is not a narrative one, but a pseudo-historical look at this monster's history with humanity that is tied into several other creepypastas. So he's like the most ambitious crossover event of all creepypastas, right?
Yeah, this is what I imagine. I don't know if anyone knows the book, the Mrs. Peregrine's like orphan, like I forget what the thing. Okay.
Yes.
That's I
the
imagine
same
that
concept,
this is what the ones that eat the children look like.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I mean, I don't know if she got it from. I don't know if the author got it from Slender Man. Maybe she was describing Slender Man. I don't fucking know because I didn't know about it Slender Man until like. Until the girls murdered someone because of Slender Man. I didn't even know who that person was.
Yeah, so like essentially
I thought it was a video game, to be honest. Because wasn't there a video game where like you're like shining a light in the forest, and then there's like a man, and he was he was skinny or something, but he was creepy. Because I remember watching you play a video
Singer
game.
Bro said ding, so you better hit the bell. You must have missed one.
Damn, I missed one. But like, did I watch you play a video game like that?
Look, Visage, that game is scary as fuck, but that's not Slender Man. No, yeah, there's games. Of course there's games. There's a lot of creepypasta games at this point. But at the beginning, it just started with like, if we're going to go back to 4chan days, it's someone who posted the classic Slender Man photo, which is like him in the background, and then just like a little story about it. And then it gets copy and pasted like daily.
Oh.
Right?
There was only one creepy story, like Are you gonna tell a creepy story?
All right, you said the word twice.
Fuck.
I caught her this time.
I'm getting like really drunk now. Thank you. Guys.
We all are, man.
What
the
was
fuck
that?
sound? Oh, it was the fucking
What
the
was
Alexa,
that?
dude. The Alexa.
See, look. Okay, look. I'm gonna tell everybody.
Okay, here I have the picture.
Did
I have the
everybody
picture.
hear that? Because he said that was the Alexa. But if we get haunted later on today, you saw it. You saw it live. That something is in our house.
If we get haunted, then
God.
everyone on the internet will repost this like a creepypasta. Okay, so here's one of their OG pictures. What's wrong with this picture, Mochi? Take a look. Singer said, "Lol, I did." Do you see
there's
Slender?
Yeah, but I feel like that's just
You
like.
see him?
Are we sure that's not Photoshopped?
It is photoshopped. That is photoshopped. That's exactly what I was
Because that
talking
could be
about.
like a person that they just elongated. Show me something that might be a little bit believable.
None of it's believable. Okay, it's
How do we know?
the whole point of creepypasta is to entertain your.
It's a see me bitch log. Don't log out just because you're scared. You're not gonna be. No one's gonna haunt you.
See me bitch logs out.
Is it because she's scared? She gets scared of. She gets
Okay,
scared
do you see
easily.
Slender this time? This
Yeah,
is one of
that's
the
more
original-
believable.
This is one of their original photos.
I feel like that's more believable, and I feel like also the kid that's in the front is more scary.
That kid's gonna shoot up a school.
Yeah, I feel like he's getting ready.
Okay, here we
So-
go. Let's see if we can find one of the original. Yeah, I don't think they have the original pictures here or the original like text that was like reposted. And I didn't really have like a shit ton of time to.
But also, this kind of reminds
pull it
me
up.
of like when they talk about the guy with the umbrella.
I'm loving this music.
That guy scares me. The umbrella man.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's that feeling you get. It's the feeling you get.
And people believe the
Of that
umbrella
type
man
of-
is real.
That type. But look, Mochi. It's that feeling you get from like a tale of something that people have seen, but nobody knows is like real. That like is just close to real, but ambiguous enough that people can post on the internet. And there's no way to know the truth about it, right? But people still have like maybe a weird, terrible JPEG of it. And it's like, you know what I mean? It gets posted everywhere. It's that thing that happens in like the pit of your chest where you're like, ooh, I don't like that. Ooh, that's scary. That's fucking scary. And there's no way to know, right? That is the essence of creepypasta.
Oh, well,
That's
okay.
what it's all about, right? And none of it none of it's solid, right? But it's like scary enough to work. And I said the word 3 times. Sorry.
Did you?
Not on purpose. One of the S words.
It's like the
Let's make
It's
this
like
go away.
the internet version of Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yes, that's correct. It's great. I can't wait to get to SCP because to me, like, SCP is my favorite version of this.
Okay, everybody, like, what the fuck is SCP? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of not knowing what SCP is.
No,
what the fuck is SCP?
Don't you want to learn about more creepypastas before you get into SCP?
Just tell me what SCP means. What's SCP?
SCP stands for...
I feel like it's like when I first saw it, I was like, what? Sex crazed person. What is it?
Secure, Contain, Protect. That's what
Oh.
SCP stands for.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I feel like mine's was way more interesting.
I mean, that was great, and I loved it, and, you know,
I feel like
What
I
can I
needed
say?
to know.
it couldn't,
Thank you.
it can't get any better than that.
Secure.
Sex crazed person.
I mean, what was it? Secure. I forgot already.
Contain, Protect. Okay,
Secure.
let's get into the next one.
How would that be
Candle Cove. By the way, Channel Zero is one of those shows that's on Shudder. That was originally on another streaming service. The first season of Channel Zero is actually about Candle Cove, but Candle Cove is hands down one of my
Okay, can we,
favorite
like,
creepypastas.
scroll? Like, we don't need to see this like
No,
puppet.
shut up. Very different game at that point. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh,
SCP.
it's a game?
Well, everything is a game. Every creepypasta was turned into a game. Remember when I played that game Control?
Which one was that?
It was kind of like X-Files in a way, and it was like this redhead lady, and I was like floating around doing psychic shit.
Oh yeah.
That's Control. Control borrow like literally like not plagiarize, but like took SCP and turned it into a video game.
Okay.
That's why I love that game so much. But anyway, Candle Cove. What the fuck is Candle Cove? Everyone has a television show from their childhood that they fondly remember. Excuse me. Like those who nostalgically recall the adventures of Dora, Mr. Rogers, Sesame Street, some adults rediscovered their favorite show from the 70s, Candle Cove, on a television forum in this creepypasta. Slowly, their memories of the show grow darker and more disturbing until one of the adults asks his mother about the true nature of the show. But here's the thing, Mochi. When they ask the adults say that the kids would just sit in front of the TV and it would just be static.
Oh.
They were watching nothing.
So Candle Cove was nothing.
But the kids saw a show and they all remember the same thing. The parents just couldn't see it.
And these were...
And and the way that Candle Cove is told is through like forum correspondence, right? So it's like multiple people posting in a forum talking about it and then saying like, and then you see a post way later that says like, I talked to my mom about it and she said I would just sit in front of the TV and it would just be like static, like, like the white static of an old TV. Like nowadays it's just a blue screen. But when we were kids, it was just the static, the black and white, right? They would just sit in front of the TV on no channel, static. But for the kids, they were watching Candle Cove. And Candle Cove was like, it was essentially like a weird pirate show where like there was a host who was a pirate, but it was kind of creepy. And as you can see on the screen here, there was a creepy puppets there, but then they would do really weird shit. Like there was like weird teeth stuff going on. It's really good read. If you read the original post of Candle Cove, it's amazing.
I want to read it anymore.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Okay, here's another one.
See,
Robert the Doll.
Real?
Remember Robert the Doll? Anyone know that one?
No.
The real Robert the Doll is on display at a museum somewhere, apparently. Robert the Doll really exists. This is true.
Like a male Annabelle?
Kind of, yeah. The myths surrounding him vary, especially since it became so popular on the internet. The doll was given to the artist Robert Eugene Otto in the late 1800s and early 1900s by a servant working in his family home. The doll, which he named after himself, then took on a life of its own and began to terrorize the family. Spoiler alert, it started moving around on its own, doing shit, killing people, blah, blah, blah.
Ooh, what the fuck
here's
is
another
that?
one. Anasazi's Goat Man. The thing that's scary about the Goat Man and the rake is that people in real life...
Said the word.
I did. People in real life have seen these, and the Goat Man and the rake actually are cryptids at this point. Like where people call in to shows like
isn't
Monsters
that just
Among
the
Us
devil?
and... No, it's a Goat Man. Look, you know how like you know about the chupacabra?
Yeah, but we know
Right.
that...
And like Bigfoot, right?
Yeah.
The Goat Man and the rake are both those, but they're also creepypastas on top of that. So take for it what you will.
Oh God, what is that? What the fuck is that?
It's the Russian sleep experiment. Let me take a sip for that last one.
Oh God.
It's another really good one.
Look like that.
So the Russian sleep experiment is a really great creepypasta that's apparently in Russia they did an experiment where they made they sleep deprived people in a room, but I think they also kept them in the dark.
See, yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck? I know. Trust me. Well, guys, it's creepypasta. We're getting closer to Halloween. It's time to fucking get scared and look at fucked up shit. That's why I was excited for tonight's episode. But the sleep experiment was...
I'm never gonna be able to...
Everybody's saying, what the fuck?
I'm not even gonna be able to unsee that fucking face.
Let's
like,
just pull it back up.
Let's pull it back up.
Let's pull it back up. That's scary. You said, I read that, which means you gotta hit the...
Fuck.
Hand me another beer, please.
Jesus, hell...
Okay, look. The gist of the Russian sleep experiment.
God. Is that like is he wrapped in something or is that his skin?
That's the skin. For the next beer, can I have like a bottle? Because I have some
you're making requests.
I have a bottle in there that I bought today that I'd like to drink.
Do you want me to hand it to you before you didn't open that one?
Yeah, could I?
Okay, fine. Give it to me.
The Samuel Smith's Brown. Thank you.
I was just.
That's what I'm drinking. Can I just talk about this for a second? Okay, look. I'll make this. Let's make this image go away. Okay, I'm not gonna. You don't gotta stare at it.
I mean, but we know the Nazis did weird shit, so that could be real.
So Nazis weren't Russian. Let's just clear that up right now.
Oh yeah, no, they weren't. Fine. I mean, they weren't. We know that.
Requests make for a good drink. I agree. Oh, that was one of the words too. Remember, the 3 Gs happened today. Okay. Anyway. Oh my God. No, wait. No. We're good. Okay. So the Russian sleep experiment is a creepypasta about Russian people doing a test on, people, whatever.
Oh, but we know the Russians are like,
Yeah, like during the Soviet era.
Dude.
Apparently, they did an experiment where they sleep-deprived people when they kept them in pitch black. Over time, they started to go crazy, which makes sense, right? But essentially, they started to go crazy in a way where they became like kind of like zombie-ish, where they started to kind of like rip off their skin and kind of go nuts. And there's a really good line like toward the end, where some person that was like left alive for like way too long, without any sleep, and essentially like another persona came out and started talking about like, oh, if you don't sleep, we will start to come out. And
oh my God,
there's like a dark evil bubbling underneath the surface.
God. See me, bitch. We're gonna have to we gotta give you like a whole bunch of shitty Benadryl because if you gotta get I'm not gonna let that happen to you. Okay?
Look,
you can't turn into one of these monsters because you're sleep deprived.
You have to read the Russian sleep experiment. It's so
God. Good. Okay, next. Thank you. Next, please. Jesus.
Wait,
Christ.
I wanna see if I can find the.
I can't even unsee that thing from my mind.
Wait, audio.
We got to do a different. Like, let's move on.
Audio.
Let's move on.
Jeff Killer Robot. What? This website sucks. I'm sorry, guys.
Let's legitimately move
from
that.
Well, all I'm saying is that.
Because, like, I can't.
I'm just saying at the end, I had this earlier. The drunker I get, the harder it is for me to, like, sort through all my fucking
I'm not going to be able to unsee
bullshit.
That creepy-ass face.
Just think about it. All right, so, okay, Jeff the Killer. Let's bring this back up.
I'm just going to tell oh, no. Oh, no.
That's another really good one. Jeff the Killer is apparently a guy who had like acid burns on his face or something, and it made him go crazy.
Is this an Asian one?
No, it's not. Okay. It's a guy who like basically acid was splashing his face. His lips were melted and his face is all fucked up, and so he has like a white face that's all like melted and creepy looking. Saggy skin boy.
Jesus.
That was the Russian one, I think. But anyway, the Jeff the Killer, right?
And you guys wonder why I'm wary about people who have too much teeth. Like, look at that.
There's something about.
Oh my God.
There's something about too much teeth. Look, if I just go to Google Images, you can find the classic image. Are you ready for this?
Oh my God.
It's gonna be really fucked up.
No, I'm not. Oh no.
Look at it.
No, I don't like it.
Take a look.
I mean, the one with
the
one with the eyelashes is funny, but
this is the one.
Oh God!
Do you see that one?
I don't want to see.
That's Jeff the Killer. So every time they would repost the copy pasta, this is the image that would be posted too, and it would be like Jeff the Killer. He's hiding in my closet, and he tells me, "Shh, go to sleep." But when I woke up, my whole family was dead.
I don't like
every time. That's creepy, babe. It's creepypasta.
No.
It's literally creepypasta.
Okay,
Look
move
at Jeff
on.
the Killer.
Nope, I
Take a
wanna
look.
see Jeff the
You don't
Killer
wanna look at
again. No, I don't want to look at Jeff the Killer again. I don't want to look at Jeff the Killer again.
Anyway, yeah. Go to
Please,
sleep to his
Jesus.
victim before slaughtering everyone in the household. Yeah. But he has, the slick face and all that shit. And then there's, Merry
But
Christmas.
why does he want to kill people?
Because he went crazy and he
Because
murdered his own
acid was-
family.
Oh.
Because he became disfigured. And then there's Ben Drowned. Does that creep you out?
No, because that's Zelda.
Yeah. So Ben Drowned is a story. I'm going to read this. Hacked video games are often found in creepypastas, but none is more infamous than Ben Drowned. The story of Matt, a college-age boy who picks up a hacked cartridge of The Legend of Zora, not The Legend of Zora, The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask at a garage sale.
Okay, I got rid of that butt
Singer
drink.
Bro knows this one. A lot of people know. This is a classic. As the boy plays, he captures the strange occurrences in the game in real life until it ultimately culminates into a full haunting. The narrator and Ben's fates are left up to the reader's imagination, but the tale implies that a happy ending is not in the realm of possibility. This creepypasta is one of the few that integrate multiple types of media into the story. There is a text of the story of itself. Excuse me. There is the text of the story itself, both a formal post version that went up on 4chan's X board, which X was their paranormal board, in real time, and a diary included on the final post, and videos of the disturbing gameplay under the YouTube channel Alex Hall, originally Jaduzable. So let's watch a little bit of that real quick.
Okay. Am I gonna?
We're gonna watch it right now.
Is
but
there gonna be some scary pop-ups here? Cause I'm
scary? No, it's not. Wait, what the hell's a scary pop-up?
like a jump
Hit
scare.
it, hit it again. No, that's 3. So let's watch it.
So this isn't real. Like you can't play this in Zelda.
This is Ben Drowned, man. We're watching actual gameplay. You can hear the music. I'm gonna crank it up.
You gotta drink 3 times.
Do you see him?
No.
That's Ben.
That thing that's standing there?
That's a ghost.
How do we know it's a ghost?
Because, okay, so if you read the story that goes along with this, then you know that, like, essentially, like, okay, when he boots up the game at the beginning, let's go back to the beginning. He keeps talking about, like, there's a save. Wait, where the fuck is it? It's not there. Oh, well, anyway, there's like a save file. Like, okay, when you first start up the Zelda games, there's always like a save file. Like, there's 3 slots that you can play
Okay.
through. And one of them is like named Ben or something, right? And so it's like he buys this game that like from a garage sale, right? That like, it's like a game that someone else had, right? So like
Yeah.
usually when you buy a game in a garage sale, there might be a save file on it on like old school like N64 games and stuff. Cuz like nowadays it's like if I bought a CD, I put it into my game console right now, right? It wouldn't show the save file of the original person who had the disc because like the save file is on the hard drive.
Right.
But back in the day, the N64 cartridge had the save file, right? So you take
Okay.
the cartridge, you put it into your shit. You have the save file there, so you boot it up. Whoever played it last, it could be anyone, right?
Right.
That's what's scary about it. I'm sorry, hit the bell. Is that like it's haunted. The save file itself is like the save file of a kid who drowned named Ben. That's like, you know what I mean? But the thing is, like, the save file is haunted. So every time you see this like weird ass kid, it's the fucking ghost on the fucking save file.
Oh, not as scary. I guess it's not as scary.
It's
because
scary
it
for
isn't gamers.
yeah, for kids of that age because they're all playing Zelda. And they see this
Yeah,
shit.
I guess it's not as scary for me because I don't play. I mean, what the fuck was
That's
that?
not scary? You're telling me that
What the fuck
weird
was
sound
that?
wasn't scary? And the music is being played backwards. which is like not
3.
something that happens.
Fuck. I'm failing. I'm failing at this. Singer bro, you're winning. You're winning. Fuck.
So that's some real, actual Ben Drowned gameplay right there. But that's the thing about
Not
what's
as
it called?
scary because I don't feel like it affects me. That's very selfish of me to say, but
yeah, but you know, you really should dive more into the world of video games. You know, I always say it. He said 4.
I did
don't
it.
know about
I
that.
dinged it. I dinged it 4 times.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I read that thing and you know. So
anyway, if y'all don't know about Ben Drowned, look it up. It's great. It's a good story. It has that's the best thing about Ben Drowned is that there's like a lot of media that comes with it.
oh, and he means 5.
Whatever. No, I'm not going to buy into the 5th one. That's bullshit. You're just trying to get us to drink again. And now I don't trust you.
Oh, 6.
I don't trust you at this point. I'm going to go with 4. I'm going to stay with 4. Okay, so let's move on to
I
the
mean,
next
I'll
one.
do 6, but if you say 7, then I know you're lying. Oh,
Look,
see? But I'll drink 6. Just
No, the
just
D
to
word.
be-
You said the D word.
Oh, fuck.
That's the
I
word.
did. We could have been
Is
saying
it because
that.
we keep saying the D word?
Yes.
Ah, well, you better hit it
Oh,
like 3
fuck.
times. You better hit it 3 times and maybe he's right. Let's
Fuck,
just drink 3 more
see, I
times.
told you.
There's also this
Okay.
one, which is a classic creepypasta. So, like, this one, the caveat,
Oh, no.
the caveat for this one is this tale reminds us that it's best not to Google yourself, no matter how tempting it may be. And Nora Petrova was one of the most promising figure skaters in the U.S. until she discovered
Is that old lady?
until she discovered a sentient Wikipedia page about her. After trying to selfishly alter her fate by editing the page, her life spirals out of control in the most unexpected ways until she is a friendless orphan, which isn't even the worst part. So I'll read a little bit of this. Bree, don't delete this. I know you hate me, but we were best friends once, and I need you to read this. I think I'm in serious trouble, and there's nothing you can do, but I need you to read this so you understand. This is the actual creepypasta. We're finally reading one. I know we haven't talked since sectionals. It's been forever, but what happened to you wasn't my fault. At least it wasn't entirely my fault. I know everyone thinks it was, but it would never do anything to hurt you. This is going to sound crazy, but I need to tell you that this so that someone knows. It started when we were in the 8th grade. It was the night before the Crystal Classic competition. I was at home and I couldn't sleep because I was so nervous about competing. Well, I got on the computer, just sort of surfing the web and stuff. I couldn't concentrate on anything. I was just sitting there. So I Googled myself. I never should have done that, Bree. At first, it was all the usual stuff you find when you Google yourself. Then I found a link to a Wikipedia page about me. I thought our club, or my dad made it, or something. There wasn't much there. Just some basic facts about skating, what city I lived in. But the thing that got me was that it said that I won that year's Crystal Classic. I laughed. I thought for sure someone just did it to encourage me. I confronted my dad about it, but he denied it. When I won the competition the next day, I was so happy. That was the first competition I'd ever won. It felt so good. I remember how hard I worked after that. That's when my parents hired Sergey to coach me. You know how much that must have cost. After that, I would check my page before every competition. It would always tell the result of how I placed. It said I would win the regionals at 15. It all came true. After that, Sergey convinced my mom and dad that I had a real shot at the Olympics. That's when they pulled me from school. I skated every day, but it just wasn't progressing the way Sergey said I needed to, even if I wanted a shot at the championship. I was working so hard and I was skating well, but still Sergey said it wasn't enough. When the sectionals came, all I could think about was winning, so I did something I shouldn't have. Everyone was saying that you were the favorite, and I felt like I had already lost the competition. So I made a Wikipedia account and tried to update the page to say I was the winner. So I'm gonna leave it there, and maybe you should read the rest of Nora Petrova. But let's skip.
That doesn't seem scary. That seems dumb.
No, let's skip ahead to this. The page at the end. Nora Annie Petrova, born May 5th, 1991, died October 24th, 2010, was an American Junior Regionals figure skating winner who died a friendless orphan because she was a greedy little piggy. Petrova was born in Portland, Oregon to Mikhail Petrovich and Nancy Snyder Petrova. She began ice skating at age 6 at the local rink. She did not start private lessons until age 10 and won her first figure skating medal at age 13. You should learn a lesson from Enora. Enora delved too deep and got what she deserved. But enough about that little piggy. Let's talk about you, all alone and reading this drivel. Tell me, what would you like to be when you grow up? Enora had great aspirations, and I believed in her. At least I did for a while. Such a little piggy. But then, you're not like her, are you? No, I see something great in you. Something unrealized. We could go great places together. You and I. And there you go. And it's just a little taste. I'm just kind of skipping around, but point is...
It's like, what's it called? Like what we watched on Creep Show.
it gets way worse. Yeah, on Creep Show. Yeah, it is like Creep Show.
What's it called? Because he also calls them little piggies.
See that?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have watched Creep Show on Shudder, but then Creep Show is pretty good. It's like it's really good. It's like a way better version of American Horror Story, because these are really like scary stories.
Yeah, totally.
Because it's a comic book. I mean, my cousins might know about this because we used to watch Tales from the Crypt together.
Excuse me.
But Creep Show is like, I guess, a different one.
I don't know if we said the word. Did we say the word?
I don't know. Singer bro, I fucked up. Did we say the word?
I'm just going to say drink.
Fuck you.
You said 3 dings.
And yours, so 4.
So I just wanted to read a little bit. Also, there's this really good one. Another good video game one. Lavender Town Syndrome. Which is people playing...
What the fuck?
So, like, okay, in Pokemon Red and Blue, which is the original Pokemon for America, that is, there was one town in there that was, like, really ghost-focused.
Well, my cousin used to play this. I don't know if she remembers this. Go ahead.
Might, yeah.
Lavender Town.
But apparently, like, on a certain person's, like, Game Boy game, like, Lavender Town was, like, it was, like, haunted in real life, and it was scary or whatever, but... It's just a really good read. It's another great classic creepypasta. We're kind of running out of time, so I'm not going to sit here and read all of it.
Yeah.
But damn, you should fucking read that. But I want to get into SCP next.
Okay, real quick, because I need to know, because it wasn't about sex crazed people. So we need to know what SCP is.
So
is
SCP...
it like a scary Squid Game?
No.
Okay.
So...
It's a game.
Okay, you know what? You're right. I should...
and I said the word. Ha! I did it. I did it before you did. I did it before you did, singer bro. I got that one.
Hold on. I'm gonna play the... He's right. This song is spooky. Yeah, it is spooky. So I'll play the Lavender Town music at least. At the very least.
Okay. Because I feel like...
Let's listen to the Lavender Town music while we talk about SCP. I fucking love this Lavender Town music. It's the best. Okay, so SCP is basically like, it's an initiative of like kind of like creepypasta to a level, but it's like an initiative of creative writing that like creates like almost like an X-Files style like government like arm that like takes weird shit and takes care of it for you. So that's why it's called Secure, Contain, Protect. That's the 3 important pillars of SCP. So first of all, they take something that's dangerous, they secure it.
Okay.
Then they contain it.
Okay.
Then they protect everybody by having control over the thing.
Okay.
The problem is the SCPs are otherworldly, magical, dark, evil, unpredictable, right? Now that all that shit being said, like every SCP has like a number classification, and like it's like a different file. So like SCP like 198 or something, right? That's a different SCP from SCP 1001, you know? And there's over 3,000 at this point. Now, SCP started as like, it's, Jesus Christ, I'm just burping. Excuse me. SCPs kind of started as like an idea that kind of grew into a website, and now there's just all sorts of SCPs. So I pulled up some good starting points for where we could, you know, get into a few. So here we go. We're going to start with SCP-93, which is like, I think it's the first one. Oh, maybe not. I think it's 193. I don't know. I'm sorry. Okay, anyway, Mario's SCP starter pack on the SCP website, which is scp-wiki.wiki.com. These are like some of the best places to start. So SCP-93, it says this one's a classic, but it's very long, so I don't want to do that one. The Shy Guy, SCP-96. If you expected the SCP Wiki to be a creepypasta site, then this guy should be right up your alley, short and easy to digest. So here's the thing about SCPs. They're sort of like written as like government documents that have a lot of redactions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just going to straight up read this one, and we can visualize what it looks like. But what SCP originally started as was like, someone would take a creepy photo and then try to write what it was and then what a government agency would do to deal with that. That's the formula of SCPs. If you go to the scp-wiki.wiki.com, which is like the actual website,
Okay.
you could just get lost in just reading SCPs, and they're great. And like when I talk about that game Control, that's what SCP is all about. So here we go. I'm going to read this. SCP-096, Object Class Euclid. Special containment procedures. SCP-096 is to be contained in its cell, a 5 meter by 5 meter by 5 meter airtight steel cube at all times. Weekly checks for any cracks or holes are mandatory. There are to be absolutely no video surveillance or optical tools of any kind inside SCP-96's cell. Security personnel will use pre-installed pressure sensors and laser detectors to ensure SCP-96's presence inside the cell. Any and all photos, videos, or recordings of SCP-96's likeness are strictly forbidden without approval from Dr. Redacted and OS 05 Redacted. Sorry, not OS. Description. Talking about what it actually is now. SCP-96 is a humanoid creature measuring approximately 2.38 meters in height. Subject shows very little muscle mass, with preliminary analysis of body mass suggesting mild malnutrition. Arms are grossly out of proportion with the rest of the subject's body, with an approximate length of 1.5 meters each. Skin is mostly devoid of pigmentation, with no sign of any body hair. So we have a really pale motherfucker who's really skinny. SCP-96's jaw can open up to 4 times the norm of an average human. Other facial features remain similar to an average human, with the exception of the eyes, which are also devoid of pigmentation. It is not yet known whether SCP-96 is blind or not. It shows no signs of any higher brain functions. It is not considered to be sapient. SCP-96 is normally extremely docile, with pressure sensors inside its cell indicating it spends most of the day pacing by the eastern wall. However, when someone views SCP-96's face, whether it be directly, via video recording, or even a photograph of it, it will enter a stage of considerable emotional distress. SCP-96 will cover its face with its hands and begin screaming, crying, and babbling incoherently. Approximately 1 to 2 minutes after the first viewing, SCP-96 will begin running to the person who viewed its face, who will from this point to be referred to as SCP-96-1. Documented speeds have varied from 35 kilometers per hour to redacted kilometers per hour, and seems to depend on distance from SCP-96-1. At this point, no known material or method can impede SCP-96's progress. The actual position of SCP-96-1 does not seem to affect SCP-96's response. It seems to have an innate sense of SCP-96-1's location. Note, this reaction does not occur when viewing artistic depictions if someone, like, i.e. someone drawing SCP-96. Upon arriving at SCP-96's, SCP-96-1's location, SCP-96 will proceed to kill and data expunge SCP-96-1. 100% of cases have left no traces of SCP-96-1. SCP-96 will then sit down for several minutes before regaining its composure and become docile once again. It will then attempt to make its way back to its natural habitat. Data redacted. Due to the possibility of a mass chain reaction, including breach of Foundation secrecy and large civilian loss of life, retrieval of subject should be considered alpha priority. Dr. Redacted has also petitioned for immediate termination of SCP-96, see interview 96-1. Termination order has been approved and is to be carried out by Dr. Redacted on data redacted, see incident 096-1-A. And there you go. And then it gives you more and more, and you can sit here and read about it. But what does SCP-96 look like? Let's take a look.
Oh my god, that is our timer.
Yeah, we're almost done. That's what it looks like.
Oh god. The fuck?
Yeah, the song is fucked up.
Oh,
but see, like, that's one of the many things. There's a ton of SCPs out there.
God.
And they're all different things. Some are kind of funny. Like if we look,
I mean, clearly he could be a sex grade person. His mouth is like as wide as a.
But basically, what did that story tell you? That if you look at his face, even if it's from a photograph,
you said the word,
even through a video or in person, in about 1 to 2 minutes, he'll run at you, and there's no way to stop him. No matter what you put him in, he'll bust out of it, and he'll kill you. And then he'll do something to you, which I'm assuming he'll probably eat you. And then after he's done consuming you, or whatever he does, then he returns to being like a weird, creepy, like hunched over creature that's just kind of hanging out and waiting for the next person to look at his face.
Yeah.
But that's SCP for you. Like there's so much in the SCP. There's so much there. It's a good time.
Yeah.
So creepypasta. What did we learn today? Mochi Squeeze.
Creepypasta is basically scary. I mean,
that's the word.
I don't know.
Woo!
I don't know what
yeah,
else to
buddy.
say,
Cheers to that.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we got done with our content here. So, if first time listener, what we do now is
we're gonna turn the creepy music off, and we're just gonna move on to the next thing.
And we're gonna do our 25-cent advice while Jacob pours our shots.
Thank you.
25-cent advice is basically just like cheap advice that's worth like way more. While Jacob is pouring our shots, I will say my advice is that
I can't wear this hat and these headphones at the same time.
Don't travel into any haunted place without knowing what you're getting into. I mean, 'cause you could get haunted, and I feel like you shouldn't. So if someone tells you a creepypasta story and you feel like it might be real, just don't fucking do it.
Just stay the fuck away, man.
Yeah, you know? But that's all I could say. Jacob?
What I have to say is seek out all of the creepypasta you can find. They're a great read. You can spend a lot of time getting lost in creepypastas. Like,
Yes, there's a lot of bad ones out there too. But you know, if you have some time and you're sitting there, you want to get spooked, look it up.
Yeah.
Look it up, read it, get lost in the internet. The internet is full of happy things, terrible things, fun things, and to me, the fun things include creepypastas.
Yeah.
But just remember, it's probably not real. Unless it's a cryptid.
I mean, it could be real.
If it's a rake,
It could be real.
it's possible.
It could be real. A ghost could be real.
Yeah, ghosts, sure.
Cryptid could be real.
But typically, creepypastas aren't just
Vampires,
like normal
definitely real.
stories like that.
Werewolves, real.
There aren't really werewolf creepypastas. It's mostly just like, I was
but
on the
especially
internet.
ghosts and things are very real.
Before we
Haunted
go-
items, very real.
Before we get out of here, okay, I just want to read the skeleton popped out.
Spooky, scary
wanna-
skeletons.
I wonder.
That has been stuck in my head for fucking ever. I
Okay,
know we gotta chug the rest
before-
of this
no,
because we said it
before
like
we-
20 million times.
Yeah. Well, no, okay. At the point that once we get to 25 cent advice, no more bells can happen. Okay,
But we will chug
finish
the
our
rest.
drinks. Okay, but let me just read this.
Singer Bro is really holding us accountable.
Thank you, Singer Bro, for being here. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for holding us accountable. We appreciate you. Everyone who was watching the show today, thank you for being here. We love you.
We love you.
We love you. We
Our
hope you'll
longtime
come back.
listeners, we love you forever.
And
you
we-
know
yes, and whoever you are, if you're here, we love you. And end of story. But look, there's another level. There's another quick level to creepypasta, and sometimes they're really stupid. So I'm gonna read you a great one before we get out of here. Here we go. A few years ago, a man was walking down a road because his car broke down, and he saw a car coming up behind him. So he stuck out his thumb to hitchhike, and the car stopped ahead of him. He ran up to the passenger side and opened the door. When he opened the door, a skeleton popped out.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
On that note, let's hit the fucking end music and let's get the fuck out of here, my friends. I'm
Yes,
gonna chug the rest of my drink.
our last shot is our Coup de Grace shot, and that's in honor of Kevin. And no, he did not die. He is still alive and very well.
We love you.
We
love you,
love him,
Kevo.
but he used to do the show with us, and he gave us this saying. So it's
GG's.
Coup de Grace. And yes, it's very basic, but whatever. It's live, laugh, love, and have fun and drink. So
Coup de
here we
grace.
go. Coup de Grace.
Coup de grace to you. Let's take our final shot, and then we're gonna figure out what the fuck we're gonna eat.
Woo!
Happy spooky season to all y'all. And we'll see you next time on Odd Valley Podcast. Is that Slender?
I spilled a little bit.
Do you see Splendor over there?
No.
You see Slender?
All right. Love you guys. We'll see you next time.
I see Slender.
Ugh.